Hello. Hello. Okay, hello. So I'm going to comment on this game of Zottel and Nevic. I just need to find out what combinations they are playing. So it's Crimea Mechanical, Zottel is on it, and Polania Patriotic for Nevic. I'm not sure who picked this, if Nevic or Zottel. But maybe we will find out later. It's round 11. Coins are about equal. As for bottom row actions, it seems Crimea has an edge because they have one more enlist and they also already have 8 workers. This opening that Zottel used with mail is probably the opening with 1 upgrade. Yeah, 1 upgrade on move and enlist. So that one is pretty good if you are not going to be attacked in an early game. Polania has upgrade factory card. So, okay. It was pretty important combat, I think, because if Polania would lose the spot on the farm, then they wouldn't be able to enlist, and that would probably delay their game even more. What's good? This combat was quite big, I think, because they have 2 metal. I wasn't paying that much attention. I wonder if maybe Zottel could attack the character with the metal, but probably it was not possible. Well, either way he would lose that, given the same combat power. So please chat, let me know if anyone is listening at some point, so I know that I have a company. I will comment anyway, because maybe the guys will appreciate that another like view on what is happening in the games. I think it's always quite nice to hear what some other person thinks, and maybe it can, I don't know, it just helps, I think, generally, to improve oneself. This is quite a curious move by Nevic, because I would probably maybe knock that worker off now of the tunnel, just to prevent Polania to get enlist together with workers there. Yeah, and I wonder where he's going to put the mech now. I mean, probably village, right? Or there? Okay. That's also good. Just protecting blocking factory. I think as a Zottel I would definitely just kick that worker, because I think you just want to delay Polania as much as possible here. They are in the lead, but if they cannot finish their enlist, that can easily change. Yeah. Not sure. I think Nevic has now a very good position here, because he just needs to finish. He has basically 3 rounds to go, which is produce, bolster, deploy, and move. And given that he will have much more power, it's very likely that he will be able to finish the combat. Zottel needs to actually, looking at this, if Zottel can now deploy and then finish combat on objective, then wow, okay. Surprising development for me. And he cannot still win the game. So this is tricky now. Yeah. All the time I thought Polania has the big advantage after winning the combat on the farm, but here we go, and it's gonna be quite different now. Yeah, that's the initial advantage, like in the bottom row actions that Crimea had. I'm not sure what to do here right now. I would probably get that mech off and just avoid. Yeah, this is very smart, I think. This is very smart, I think. Yeah, because Polania can do big jump with the last move, and they are probably going to be able to win a combat after bolster. Yeah, this was a very important move. That's why it's always like, it always pays off to watch what your opponent can do and try to react and not just blindly follow some script, but always be aware what your opponent can do, what are his or her options, and based on that just play the game. Oh. I wonder what... Was he... Ah, he was missing still one analyst, I didn't notice. Ah, I came back... came late to this game, so forgive me some omissions. I will need to watch it later as well. So yeah, this is just very hard for Zottel now to do anything. He needs to avoid giving Polania the last combat, but at the same time Polania has a big point advantage, so he should spread, but if he spreads then he cannot prevent Polania to get the final combat. So I'm not sure what to do here as Zottel. Maybe he can also try to like turtle up on this oil and just move one worker to factory. Would be interesting maybe, but Polania would just spread and I don't know if it would work, probably not. It would just delay the game, I think. I would move one worker to the factory because Polania cannot knock it off without losing tier 2. I'm not sure what to take here. But a good job on turtling up. He definitely still fighting. Yeah, trying to reach tier 2. He probably took... okay. Just lost upgrade and that was it. Alright, so it was easier end than I thought. Yeah, maybe if Zottel would knock that worker off, that could delay Polania, give Zottel a bit more time. It'd still be hard, but maybe there was more chances there. The first combat was definitely very important. Sometimes with Polania Patriotic it is hard to get metal. So maybe attacking the character with the metal there would also be an option. because then you need to probably hope as Polina to get some more metal from an encounter or just trade for metal, but that's quite a waste of time. So yeah, maybe there was also an option. But yeah, I'm not sure if we could have attacked with 2 mechs or 2 units there, but probably not, because he would probably do it otherwise. Yeah, it's a pity I haven't caught this game from the beginning. Let's try now with clearer view, with all the context from the beginning. I wonder whose homestead this is. Not sure. So let's wait for the next game to start. This is probably going to be just the same combination of factions and mats, but switch sides, just the rematch. And let's see what opening will Nevic use. As Crimea Mechanical. Crimea Mechanical has, in my opinion, much wider range of openings than Polania Patriotic. With Polania Patriotic you just basically always want to bring the mech cost down. Crimea Mechanical, there is lots of variety, because you can go sometimes for 5 workers and play more dynamic game, like try to get into the map sooner. Or you can play 8 workers, which is probably more common. But with 8 workers there are many options, because you can go without upgrades and reach encounter in like round 7 with 8 workers, 1 mech, 1 enlist, or you can go for 1 upgrade or even 2 upgrades in the middle of worker production, which gives you an option to get power star, but it also, if you want to get power star, you are going to be without combat stars, combat cards in like round 9. So if someone is fast or quick to attack you, then it might be a problem. So these openings with upgrades are usually not very good if you play against the fast combination, like for example Polonia Industrial or Polonia Engineering. With Polonia Patriotic it might work. And yeah, there is also the opening that uses one upgrade and builds a mill, or it can be some other building, but usually a mill. I first saw this opening to be used by Joy Division, and it's pretty good opening, I think, because you are then able to produce the rest of the workers together with enlisting. Wow, they actually are playing Togawa versus Crimea. Not sure, maybe I missed some game. Interesting. Togawa Industrial versus Crimea Engineering. Yeah, this was played, I think, by Joy Division versus a Morning. And basically Joy Division was able to win the game by just going straight to Crimea encounter and trapping it. Which is very unpleasant. But it seems that Zottel gave the Crimea a bit more space there. So let's see. A Crimea engineering or in general engineering board with any faction is very interesting. I think it's a map that just offers the most variety and the most options how you can play. There are also usually you go for mechs and enlists, but sometimes you can spice it up a little bit and, for example, start building buildings. And that is also very interesting because it brings you power and coins, so I like what you can do with engineering board. But you usually don't have much coins, or many coins, and you just you also don't have much power. So he's going straight for the factory and just blocking the encounter with the mech. But I mean, that's quite interesting, but I'm not so sure because it basically gives Crimea an easy combat here in the end. And right now they are not ahead in the bottom row actions, but the problem is that that right now Togawa is not building with the movement, so they don't have an action or move right now, so it's likely that Crimea is going to take a lead in the development, so it's not good. Trapping the tunnel is very nice. I wonder if you should just at some point build tunnel or mine and either on village or on a farm and just work around that trap. This was interesting attack. Like, it definitely worked in a way that Zottel wanted, because he drained lots of power out of Crimea, but yeah, it worked. Yeah, so I would build a structure and yeah. Yeah, this mine is pretty huge, because otherwise you will need to trade for wood and bolster build, or trigger the trap, which might be 4 coins, and you will give probably power to Togawa by doing that. So I wonder what's the plan for Togawa now. I would probably try to bring just 6 workers to the forest, move with the character to village probably, and hope for metal. But then you are playing also without factory car, which I'm not sure. Maybe I would go for factory with character, because you might get a build factory car there, and you really need to speed up your buildings. What's the build bonus? Maybe encounters, yeah, so that's a good one. So I'd probably move with character towards factory, and with 1 meg with the workers to the forest, and then just produce. And then move again and build the first building and try to move from there, get as much spread as possible, and he's doing it. So I think this is a good move. I think going for that encounter is worse. No power to produce. Oh, cool. So there is more whales in the chat, so welcome. That's cool. I'm not alone here anymore. So yeah, no power to produce. It's quite unpleasant. Yeah, if he had like move upgrade, then it would be easy, but because you could attack and get power from there. I would still probably move to the forest and just... it's tricky. Maybe just bolster, dry bolster, but I don't really like that. Not moving the character, eh? Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, just get Ronin in and move to the forest, and then be able to produce wood. Because if you produce wood, then it's like you can then continuously attack Crimea when you have a chance and build buildings, which is very strong, I think, and just get Ronin every move. So yeah, that was probably a better choice. I think Togawa will now struggle with finishing their stars, because they just have all the workers on oil, and you don't want to be, I think, getting upgrades there, and getting these workers to forest will be a problem. Maybe if you get factory, then you can just move them to the forest in one move, but maybe this is still an option. So Crimea. Okay, going for encounter and enlist. Alright, they're not messing around. Just triggering trap there. It was an interesting move. Probably paid off because they don't care about popularity, I guess. Well, I'm not sure if they had popularity before that. They had, maybe they could have taken the third option, but they didn't have, right? Or maybe they did. I'm not sure, because they built a mine for 2 pop and they probably didn't enlist popularity to get it back. So yeah. I think they didn't have it, but I'll check later. Yeah, they didn't have popularity or cards before. Okay, good to know. I think this was big advantage for Nevic now, because you really want to be with Togawa to do something to move you towards the 6 stars, and right now it's not the case, because they have 0 enlist and 0 buildings, and that means they don't have any means to finish the game fast. So it's like in the hands of Nevic pretty much. Like the pace of the game is now in Nevic's hands, and he will probably decide when the game is finished, which is a good advantage. Zottel can try to spread and spread, and not sure what else. Try to finish at least max, but it will be hard. Yeah, if the tower was power or coins, it would have been bad. And it was pretty good move by Nevic actually to expect that it is just some pop trap. Good guess, and because of that he was able to just knock this mountain worker, which was very nice move by him. Just in addition to for Togawa not being able to do like move bottom row action, he now will have problems to finish max as well, so this is a huge trouble actually. And he got that factory card enlist for pop, which it's nice, but I don't think he can catch up with the pace. Also, given that Crimea has quite a lot of power now and some cards. Interesting. Yeah, he can just afford trading for oil and deploying for mech. Producing workers. So it's produce. What did he upgrade actually? Oh, he didn't. So if he upgrades next round, right? Move and deploy, then he can just produce, deploy, move, and that's it. So 3 rounds. What's the score? Just needs to be careful not to trigger probably some coin trap and getting surprised by Togawa. But he can also just avoid combats until he's sure he can win, so and spend meanwhile. We'll see. Oh, he needs one more card for that. Ah, you're right. Nice catch. Just got an objective. Foundations, I guess. I would maybe wait a little bit with that. It probably doesn't matter. But you can do foundations like in the middle of the turn, so you can just delay it a bit if you want to surprise your opponent sometimes. You can also do foundations from your base, which is not optimal, but possible sometimes. I saw that also. So yeah, so he can what he can do now? Doesn't have cards. He can try to attack. He can try to attack Togawa, but maybe he is not going to win that. I wonder if you just bolster a card, just coldly. Just ignoring the time because you have lots of it and proceed from there. I don't usually like to do this, like empty actions, just to trade or bolster a card or bolster power or something like that, but I think that sometimes if you have big advantage, it might actually be good. Big advantage and a plan to win. So he's probably going to lose that combat, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, this is maybe a bit misread from Zottel because he could have maybe predicted that what Nevic wants to do, and that would probably give him some fighting chances. Still be very difficult, but right now it's just a matter of attacking one more, trading, deploying, and then taking one more. more time. I'm actually not sure why why they played only one game on Polinia Patriotic versus Crimea Mechanical if I missed one game, but I'm not sure because I think maybe I probably missed the first game, I guess. So this is probably the second set. Both of them. Okay, Polinia won both times, alright. Good to know, thank you. Oh, I have a low battery. I will need to charge my notebook. Just a minute. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, it's interesting that very often inside it quite often seems like decided, but if you read your opponent correctly, you can still surprise them and win. Like for example, in that situation, if Zottel would keep his power, I think he would still have some chances in theory, because he could have just denied the combats, and if he would be lucky on encounters, get some metal, then he would have a chance, I think. So it's never over until it's over. Because if you think it's over too soon, then you might lose very easily. Oh, right now I just noticed that I'm disconnected. Gosh, what happened? What has just happened? My internet's still working? No, not really. Not on laptop. But on my desktop. So maybe I'm still online streaming. Just pulled some cable out. Yeah, just pulled the cable out for my desktop. Maybe there would be a suicide possibility for Zottel if the point advantage wouldn't be that big, but right now it's just not there. Because he also has nowhere to spread because he doesn't have a suit on him. He's trying his best to avoid the combats though. That's cool. He just, yeah, okay. Huh. Okay, it's actually quite an interesting situation here. But yeah, Crimea has 7 power. But everything on this territory is trapped. That's quite funny. Crimea, what he has moved now? Right. So I would probably, as Crimea, just move to this. This is quite tricky actually. I wanted to suggest that he can move to the farm tunnel and try to like surround the Togawa character. But if he moves there with the mech that is on Tundra right now, then Togawa can move across the river actually to the mountain. Yeah, but then he already has Wayfarer, so it wouldn't work. So this is okay. Oh, it's not probably that difficult. Maybe if I don't know. Maybe if like Togawa has 3 5s, then he can attack on the farm and send him home. That would be cool. But he's going for spread, which is also interesting solution. But actually he's risking a little bit here. Because the point difference is 18 points right now. 17. It's not that many. Oh, this is an interesting development. I didn't expect this to be that close until the finish. Okay. What happened? So the point difference now is 15 points. So if Togawa is able to take the factory, that's 12 points plus star. So that's 15 points. So if they are able to finish objective at the same time, which might be problematic because they don't have many territories, they would have a chance. They cannot suicide, I think, right now on the farm. Because they would be short by 1 point. I'm really intrigued by this game. I expected this to be soon over in like round 14, but it still isn't. It's around 21. And it will probably be decided now, I guess. I'm not sure if this was necessary to actually give that easy combat to. Maybe it was, because where to go? I guess he didn't have a choice there. Alright, but yeah, it was still interesting. So thumbs up to Zottel to make it much more competitive and complicated than I would have expected there. I think the main problem there was that he wasn't building basically with Togawa Industrial. I think you want to set up some build engine, and if you get, for example, an Enlist factory card, then that's good, and you can get some power or some cards or something from Enlist as well, but because the factory is so far away and you don't really have a good way to enlist without that, I guess, then trying to set up some build engine is usually a good idea, and I think way to go with this faction. And especially if you have like good build bonus, like here, neighbor encounters, it might be super strong. Because 9 coins advantage is pretty big, I think. So that would make some difference. Maybe this is actually Nevic's pick, I guess. That he tried to surprise Zottel. Because I think if this was a home set of Zottel, he would probably go for that, go for building and stuff. So I think Nevic managed to surprise Zottel there. Yeah, same combination versus me. Alright, interesting. Yeah, Joy Division played it as well, as I mentioned before, and it's pretty interesting pick. I'm not sure if it's probably not automatically winning for any of these factions, but if Togawa manages to I just want to say that I really wouldn't like to play this, probably, because if Togawa manages to trap that mountain encounter territory in Crimea's base, then it's very unpleasant, and as Togawa you also want to try that, so probably it depends on encounter if Togawa gets. Yeah, but I wanted to say that it maybe depends on luck from encounter, but he doesn't get an encounter until he reaches the territory, so it's basically not luck dependent. So okay, this is maybe interesting. So try to figure out a way for Crimea to avoid being trapped there, and if there is not a way, try to find a way to work around that in some way. So okay, I was pretty skeptical about about this combination, but it's actually interesting. Okay, so I guess Nevic will go for that. Just try to march the character to the mountain there. And for Zottel, if he didn't see the previous games played by Joe or played by Nevic, it might be quite difficult to face this. Yeah, seems like he's going for that. But it's hard to say from the first move. We'll see. You probably want to trade for metal now. And move, produce, move. So that's 4 more rounds. So it means he will reach that territory in round 5. And what can Crimea do about it? I would probably just try to maybe trade for metal, trade, produce, trade, move. Trade, produce, trade, move gives you an opportunity to get there faster. But you are then working with 3 workers only. Which is not that great. And this option is also interesting. Move, produce, move by Zottel. This is pretty nice as well. Yeah, this is a good solution, I think. It's maybe even better than what I suggested, because you can now get cards and you will be protected there. So the surprise, I guess, didn't work out. Zottel will find a great solution here. And I wonder if this opening has still some potential for Tagawa if you just don't manage to get there and trap that territory, because you probably want to do something slightly else if Crimea actually reacts to that and defends. Fair resources, so metal maybe. Probably take metal, I guess. Okay. Oil. I would probably take metal, try to trade, produce trade. Try to get speed and river walk and then get out and reach that village encounter. And potentially have one more endless there. I think that would be pretty good, because maybe Nevic can now actually reach that tunnel, that oil tunnel, and block at least Crimea that way. So that's basically what he now wants probably to do. Move, produce, move, produce, move. And Zottel, can he defend against it? I mean, he can trade and deploy Riverwalk. So he can do trade, move. That would be a pretty interesting move. This is actually an interesting matchup. I need to think about each move. He deployed scout. I don't like this that much. Because he now cannot prevent that tunnel block. He needs produce trade move. And Nevic can get there by move produce move and build first building. So this will be problematic now, I think. Oh, he went for an encounter. I'm not sure about that. I mean, he got a good encounter probably. I don't like this that much. That's for food. For food is nice because he can trade for metal and probably enlist coins and power, I guess. Enlisted guards and power. Also good. Oh, he didn't. Yeah, I'm still missing that he didn't have a power to produce. Okay. I mean, I would probably still do like move trade move. Trade to metal and just to trap that territory. And then does he have Fronin? Yes. I would probably do move trade move and then take power by attacking and trapping that oil mountain. But it's true that it's not that strong if you cannot build. At the same time, move produce move would be much better. I'm always forgetting that Togawa just so poor with power at the beginning of the game. Yeah, easy skip now. I think this is important for Crimea. Need to get trapped there. This is going to be, I think, tough fight now, because they are pretty much equal on bottom row actions, pretty much equal on coins. They both have potential to get their max star as well as build star, or for Crimea enlist star. So this is going to be interesting, but probably I would think that Zottel has an advantage right now, just because he can deploy speed and reach factory first. And with the next produce he will get lots of food and worker star. So he can, for example, produce straight move. That would be pretty strong. And he has much more power and 2 combat cards, so pretty good shape, I would say. I would really like to see how the game would go if Nevic would go for that trap on the tunnel. I think it would be much more... It would be interesting to watch. This is also interesting, but right now I think Crimea has an advantage. But we will see. Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time today. Build bonus is over the tunnel, so it's a bit worse than last game for Togawa. Ah, this is a cool move. Yeah, okay. That's what I overlooked. And now Togawa gets there first actually, and it changes completely my view. Pretty much. Yeah, I missed that he can do this. Togawa character. Yeah. Attacking Togawa characters would be smart, I think, because you don't want to have the factory trapped. And he's just so easy target right now, Togawa. He will get 2 more power, but still. Yeah, so this was cool move, but... Oh, good trap. Does he have Shinobi? If he had Shinobi, that would be cool. Not there, but he can produce and get Shinobi. So it's still interesting, but he is not going to have many cards, I guess. We just play 1 power now to get a card and maybe try to win the next combat. Just 1 power and produce, and he played a card. But he has 2 cards still. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. And 3. Yeah, it was good by him that he enlisted cards before. Okay. I mean, maybe playing just 1 power would be slightly better, but I'm not sure, because if he has good cards, like 3 fires, then it doesn't matter. So this is going to be interesting if he manages to win that fight back and win that territory back. Then it's going to be huge for Nevic. And if he won't manage that, then it's going to be quite problematic. Crimea can end next turn. Yeah, it's probably true. Yeah, they have everything they need. Yeah, that's tough. Because even if he wins that combat, he will need to face combat on factory that might be decisive. So it depends if Zottel has a doable objective or not. Oh, he didn't win. That's a pity. And he also doesn't have a territory to build on. I would try to take 2 character and mech and try to really win that combat. It's now tough. Yeah. Tough situation. I mean, especially if Zottel can just, even if he doesn't have an objective, he pretty much can take a card on factory, lose that combat to keep that card, or just he can also play it because he will anyway. Well, he wants to lose that combat, but he did something else. I would probably first fight on the factory, intentionally lose, and then win on the forest and just send all that stuff home. And well, he could have counter-attacked, so maybe I am just talking nonsense. Well, it would be interesting to try. So not the undead. Zottel now needs to suicide to get a card to enlist. Yeah. Or he got the factory card, just I guess solved it for him. The only thing that could maybe save Togawa now is just if Crimea doesn't have an objective. But even if they don't have an objective, it will be crazy hard because they can spread and get many points by that way. But if they really don't have anything to like to get star for, if they really don't have anything doable, then it could still be a game. Because they are not going to get that many more points by spread. They can only spread this these workers from the oil mountain. Oh, sorry, oil tunnel. And maybe the mech from their base can do something, but they cannot. They would need to get tier 2 to get significant jump in points. But meanwhile Togewa can actually maybe try to finish. So this is still, yeah, but they got, if they didn't get that encounter that gives them power and combat cards, then it would be much more competitive. Right now Togewa cannot win the combat. They, for example, would really want to send this stuff from the oil tunnel home. But anyways, I guess what they can do, just move that wood to a safe spot, to lake, and attack with the rest, with one unit, get some power. Not much else to do here. It's pretty bad that they don't have a worker again on territory they can build on if they move to the lake, so probably move the workers back to the village and attack, for example, on the mountain next to the factory, or yeah, probably there with character. It doesn't really matter because you will probably lose that combat, but who knows. Or this one. But I would move. Okay. This would be good if he had a place to build, but if he doesn't have a place to build, then this is not very good, and I don't like that. Because you really need to move yourself towards to get the build star, so I would really try to move that wood and the workers to village and try to finish workers and buildings. He's right now really betting on the fact that Crimea has nothing to do. Like, no doable objective, but I think that's not completely the case. I mean, they would need to have like permanent foothold and build pacifist, for example. If that was the case, then okay, it would be undoable basically, and they would need to start build buildings and probably try to steal that wood. And now they can steal the wood. This is not good, because they can just steal all the wood now, and basically even if they don't have an objective, they can start building from the 10 wood, and there's no way for Togewa to come back from that. So yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, I think. But who knows, like, I don't have a complete view of the game, so maybe not, but my instinct would be just to move that wood to the safe spot, because that's the only like advantage or good thing that you have going for you. So now, oh, they cannot get, but they have. If they would have monopolized, then it would be really funny. But they cannot It shows 10 wood here, but yeah, it's 10 wood actually. So if they have monopolized, it's over. It would be funny end. Because Togawa would produce all the wood that, that Crimea needs to finish the objective. Okay, they don't have it. But yeah, this is just... You can just start build buildings from that. Interesting. He upgrades building first. I mean, it makes sense if you want to get all 4 buildings in. Yeah, this is just a bit sadistic here. Just calmly upgrading bolster build and moving to the factory and blocking factory that way, and it's just a matter of time, I think. But really cool play by Zottel. I mean, without doable objectives to pull this off against Togawa Industrial. That's cool. But I really regret that the Togawa, the Nevic didn't protect his wood and move with it back to that village. It would be completely different game without doable objective for Crimea. He upgrades again. This is a bit unnecessary. Okay, yes. Can afford it. I would probably just try to move, spread as much as possible. Nevic is trying to get his wood back, but that's quite difficult. Zottel might have built local infrastructure, for example. Then we might see the end in 2 rounds. This looks like he's spreading just before finishing. Oh, what? What was the objective? Was it like free forests or something? I regret that I don't have like slow replay here. But it looked like free forests, so wow, okay. So this was, I would say, quite sadistic performance by Zottel then. Interesting. Yeah, I was really surprised by this. He just wanted to play around. Okay, alright, interesting game. He had like millions of options to finish it, I guess, so he could afford that, but you may always get surprised by something, so I'm not sure it's necessarily smart thing to do very often, but okay, maybe he enjoyed the game so much that he wanted to last longer. I don't know, but either way he won, and he won in a very nice way, I would say. But if Nevic would protect his wood, then it would be much more competitive, I would guess, but Zottel had a doable objective, so it would still be very hard. Anyways, so thanks for watching, and maybe see you in some next stream.